A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is a nice return to form after the underwhelming previous installment, and it's also one of the best entries in this franchise as well. Honestly, this should have been a direct sequel to Part 1 because Freddy's Revenge was just a waste of time in my opinion. So the story of this one is that Freddy Krueger returns once again, this time going after kids in a psychiatric hospital. Nancy Thompson, now a psychiatrist, and Christian, a patient who has the ability to bring others into her dreams. They team up along with some other kids in order to go into Dreamland and save somebody from Freddy Krueger. And from there, it's one of the best horror films of the late 1980s. The acting is decent, the story is much improved compared to its predecessor, and quite frankly, this is before the franchise went into the mediocrity that the later entries would be known for. To put it simply, none of the later installments will outdo this one. I think this is the second best film in this franchise. And when it comes down to it, this is a highly entertaining film that hardcore movie fans will enjoy. Now, when it comes to the characters, they are interesting. The Dream Warriors are a bunch of teens at a psychiatric hospital, but when they find out that Freddy Krueger is killing them off one by one, then Nancy shows up as the psychiatrist, and well, she tries to help them fight Freddy Krueger in their dreams. It was cool seeing Nancy Thompson once again. Heather Langenkamp did another good job here. I wish her character wasn't killed off near the end of this film. It's disappointing considering Heather could have been a final girl of this franchise. But this was the last involvement the actress would have of this movie until 1994's New Nightmare. And even then, that film ain't a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, at least not traditionally. Freddy Krueger, once again, Robert Englund did another amazing job. He had some funny one-liners in this movie, some iconic cheesy lines that actually has aged pretty well because he's joking, but at the same time, he's menacing. Seeing Kristen, yeah, she's struggling with her dreams. She was a character that didn't have much character development considering she doesn't have a whole lot of presence in Part 4. Seriously, it's a nice blend of some funny one-liners, such as from Roland. He was a funny character. And also just seeing how every one of these Dream Warriors had gained superpowers in their dreams and actually was fighting Freddy Krueger. It leads to some interesting moments throughout the film. Plus, this film also introduces Amanda Krueger, who is Freddy's mom. And let's just say something bad happens to her years prior before the events of this one. I won't mention what it is because it's really awful, but those who have seen this movie know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Fishburne actually did a decent job playing one of the orderlies. It was cool seeing him in one of his early movie roles despite the fact he didn't have a huge screen presence in this one. At the end of the day, this film was the end of an era. It was the last time the late Wes Craven would work on a Nightmare on Elm Street film until 94's New Nightmare. And at the same time, it was good enough to be entertaining. It's dark. But at the same time, it didn't get to the ridiculous territory that the future sequels will find themselves in. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. Seeing these characters interact, the chemistry the actors had with each other, how Robert Englund once again knocked out the part as Freddy Krueger. He was always a highlight of all these movies, even the horrible ones. Still though, when it comes down to it, this is a movie that is definitely beloved by horror fans out there, especially those who enjoy the Nightmare on Elm Street films. And it's just an enjoyable movie from beginning to end. And that is my review of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. My review of A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 The Dream Master is coming up next. Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.